Hello, my viewers. Welcome back to another episode of Arsenal Live. My video title, what the video's about. I don't have my mic today because I didn't feel like setting it up. I'm about to go somewhere, so I'm doing this video real quick before I leave. But the Steelers day 3 at training camp has been concluded, and we see a lot of great stuff. I was looking through the reports. I was looking through all the different news articles and watching videos. And I'm seeing a lot of good stuff. I'm seeing some bad stuff too. But we're gonna focus on a mixture of both. Starting off with Zach Gentry. Zach Gentry was playing pretty well. Caught a pass, over the shoulder pass on Miles Jack, making big plays here and there, and just showing that he can be like versatile. Because remember, last year we saw him when we first got drafted here. We didn't really see him as that, and we didn't really use him as much. And then last year he finally showed like, okay, this is the guy we can actually use as tight end too, and maybe potentially move his way up to tight end on 1B. You never know what could happen. But Zach Gentry was playing well last year, blocking, and he made some plays here and there, like some catches when needed. But seeing him at training camp, seeing him like evolve more to a receiving like tight end, is gonna be very good for the offense. I don't know, I believe he's second tight end because we got Connor Hayward, who's like a fullback tight end hybrid, and we have Derek White, who's a fullback already, who we don't really use that much. I wish we used the fullback a little more like we did in the old days with like Roosevelt Nix. He was a Pro Bowler, I think it was once or twice, but he was a Pro Bowler, and our run game, it was helping our run game out a lot. And I think Roosevelt Nix had I think his best play probably came when he caught that ball. I think Big Ben forced the ball to him, he caught it and belly flopped on somebody like that. But that's when we actually use our fullback like a lot like that. And then Roosevelt Nix, we kind of let him go. I don't know if we released him or like he just like left, and then we got Derek White to fill in, but we didn't really use the fullback as much. The offense kind of like switched up and changed up a little bit. But hopefully Zach Gentry become more of a receiving threat like we've seen in training camp, and that'd be very good because you have a guy at that size, and you have a guy like Pat Fryermuth at that size, and those guys right there, they add more weapons and add more cushion and more comfort for the quarterbacks. And speaking of the quarterbacks, who is next? Mason Rudolph has been playing pretty well, pretty solid. He's competing. He said, competing for that QB1 spot. He's actually been here the longest, of course, so he knows the Steelers playbook a little bit more, well, a lot more actually than any of the other guys, because the other guys just got here. So Mason Rudolph could maybe be some good competition for Mr. Trubisky. I still believe Mr. Trubisky would probably beat him out and win the QB1 job, but you never know what can happen. In the NFL, a lot of stuff happens in the NFL. But Claypool actually was liking Mason Rudolph. He was saying that Mason Rudolph and other receivers, he said him and other receivers were saying that Mason Rudolph is one of the most accurate quarterbacks they playing with in the training camp so far. And that's actually a little shocking a little bit, because Mason Rudolph, when we seen him play in live games, like we first started off, he was cool and solid. He just was like a little too hesitant. He was hesitant on a lot of his passes down the field. But then he started like picking up steam a little bit here and there. Then that injury happened. We got hit in the head by Earl Thomas, and then he came back. He was a little different, a little more. He came back to a hesitant state. He wasn't really opening up the field. And we seen him when he got benched at that Bengals game after all them interceptions. He threw like 4 interceptions on Thursday against the Browns, and he threw like I think 2. Either one. I think he threw 1. Yeah, 1 against the Bengals, and then coach said, "Get him out of there," and put in Devlin Hodges, and Duck Hodges went crazy. He went crazy. Duck Hodges went crazy, and he made some plays here and there. The Cardinals game was cool. The Bengals game, finished the rest of the Browns game, made some plays. Because Duck Hodges played, he wasn't hesitant. He just played and gave the receiver chances. Now in that Bills game, he started messing up a little bit too much. The interceptions, he had 4 interceptions as well. And then he I think they may have 4 interceptions in that game. I think it was 3. It might have been 4 actually. I had to go back and see. But then that the Duck had 4 interceptions for sure against that Bills game. I think he threw some to Davis White. He threw one in the end zone to Micah Hyde, I believe, and the other safety caught one. So he was just going crazy. So then that Jets game, he started playing bad. Mr. Rudolph came in. Mr. Rudolph threw a touchdown, and then his collarbone. Something happened to his collarbone. Like I think it dislocated his collarbone, so he was out. And the Hodges came back in, and we lost that game, and we missed the playoffs. Like that, because the following game we lost again. We lost to the RG3 Ravens or something like that. It was some weird stuff that happened. But Mason Rudolph had opportunity last year. He played a little bit that one year. Big Ben came back. He played the Cowboys game. He came in through a pass. Big Ben hurt himself and like that. And he didn't show too much. And then he played this past that one season. When he played the last game of the season, we went 12 and well, actually, that was the year Big Ben came back. That same year, yeah. He played. We went 12 and 4. He played the last game of the season against the Browns. He threw like 300 yards and making plays here and there. But it was kind of against the Browns. Like the Browns secondary was injured, so it was like it's kind of like the backups, and someone was backups. So he was playing against those guys, but he still was playing good. He still got to go out there and play the game, so he was still going out there playing pretty well. And then we seen him play the Detroit Lions last year, and it didn't look too good. Now the play calling could have been a little different. They threw the ball, maybe some Rudolph threw the ball 50 times, which I don't agree with that. But he actually had a chance to win the game though. Pat Fryermuth fumbled, the Denzel Johnson fumbled, so like, he actually got some situation to win the game. It just the receivers kind of messed that up. But then Mason did have other chances too. He threw the bad ball to Remy Clown to the ground, and some other passes just went to the ground, threw interception and stuff like that. So it's still some bad plays that led up to like that. Some opportunities to like maybe shift that game, could have won that game. But Mason Rudolph is playing well so far in training camp, playing solidly in training camp, and he's competing with Mr. Trubisky. Mr. Trubisky is also playing pretty solid as well. You know, has some good moments, has some bad moments, but they playing against elite level defense, so it's gonna be tough for them to like get anything. And speaking of the defense is playing lights out. You know, they got 4 or 5 turnovers within the first 2-3 games of training camp. And they just going out there and just they going crazy. And TJ Watt, you like watching some of those plays, like they don't blow dead some of the plays all the time. Cause TJ Watt be getting through fast. Like he's just like there's no resistance on the O-line at all. Like they just running and then one move. He ain't got to do too many moves, too many finesse moves. He just run. He overpower them, or he just one move, swip, and he already back in the backfield. So hopefully that don't happen when we play against elite pass rushers, because that right there is looking a little too easy for TJ Watt like that. So we want to see like our team, competing and O-line playing tough. I know TJ Watt is a defensive player of the year, so he's the best of the best. Not everybody gonna be playing like that, but there's some guys who are that type of level, that type of tier that we might have to play this season. Myles Garrett is a guy who's very good too. He's not better than TJ Watt though, but he's very good as well. And then you got other guys too, like Crosby, who else is another pass rusher? Chandler Jones, who's with the Raiders now too. We got to play the Raiders later this year, so this one top level pass rushers. There's some other guys too we got to play as well. But I ain't thinking on top of the dome right now. But yeah, so hopefully the O-line get fixed and they'll make it look that easy. And what else we got? What else we got on here? Oh yeah, Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett hasn't been looking too good in training camp so far. He's been looking pretty like, pretty bad in training camp. It's a switch from college to NFL, especially in the franchise like the Steelers. Like the intensity they're gonna put in training camps, and like the way they're gonna play and the style. And you're playing against elite level defense too. You're gonna be a little tough to get on. But I don't know if Kenny Pickett can where we can start. I know people saying that Kenny Pickett might have a chance to start, but I don't believe so, because I believe it's like one of those situations where like they want him to sit this first year. So like no matter what, unless some injuries happen, other than that, like they want him to sit this first year. So no matter what he does, he might not move up on the depth chart. They might say, you know what, we can just keep Kenny Pickett sitting this first year, and then we can just roll with the Trubisky and Mason Rudolph battled out. Trubisky win. I think Trubisky will win, but if Trubisky win, I don't think they'll keep Mason, or like try to trade him or release him or just keep him on the bench like that, or it's just or they might just say we can they maybe keep all 3 of them, or all 4 of them really. Keep one on the practice squad, keep 3 in the roster, and just roll like that. And then maybe next year they go to decision making of that. But I think they're gonna try to let Kenny Pickett sit out this whole year, because the way it's shaping up, the way it feels, I don't know. But he ain't been playing well to better his case. But I think the way if he do play well, it won't be like he have an opportunity to start. It just be like, oh well, he might move to the second spot, but I don't know if he'll be able to start, because it's kind of like they want him to sit this first year so he can like learn and like grow within the organization, which is a smart idea. Aaron Rodgers said for 3 seasons, and you see Aaron Rodgers go crazy. Big Ben's supposed to be sitting, but the injuries happened. He had to come in, and he went crazy too. And then Tom Brady was supposed to be sitting a little longer. Injuries happened, came in, so you never know what can happen. Some stuff goes a certain way. Justin Herbert supposed to be sitting too, but Tyrod Taylor's a solid quarterback, but injuries happen, and you just gotta go in there. You gotta go in there and you gotta perform. So hopefully no injuries happen. Hopefully we have a great season, a healthy season, and hopefully it's a good season for us, and we compete. And last but not least, George Pickens. He's been the training camp star so far. George Pickens has been putting up big plays. Every time I turn on something, I see him on training camp making a crazy catch. Some of the balls that Trubisky was throwing today was a little bad balls, but it was just like amazing catch, amazing plays by George Pickens. He was just snagging and just out muscling the cornerbacks, and then he was showing like his after the run, run at the catch. He's just like putting the foot in the ground, just going, the body control. Like I said last time, it's amazing. His body control is amazing, and the way he can adjust in the air, and his the strong hands and physicality he play with, and the tenacity he run with. He's gonna be a special player. Gonna be a very special player. I think he's a big steal in the draft as well. So hopefully George Pickens, maybe one of the candidates for Offensive Rookie of the Year. People talking about Kenny Pickett, and the NFL list had Kenny Pickett ranked on Offensive Rookie of the Year list. But I think George Pickens, if he play, I don't think Kenny Pickett gonna play. So George Pickens probably have a better shot at winning it if he put up some big numbers too. He could put up 1K. You never know what can happen. You can put 1K, especially we got guys like, you have a guy like Deontay Johnson on the other side and Claypool. It can open up a lot of stuff for you too, especially if you're like the second, thirdest guy. It can open up a lot of stuff for you. So he might put some big numbers, especially with his talent, his size, his ability, and the way he's putting on a show like that. Training camp, he's looking like AB. When AB in the old days, AB used to go crazy. You know, AB go crazy in the training camps. Snagging the ball. Remember that right here on Joe Hayden, that little double move, and just, he talking stuff and go like that. So George Pickens might be going crazy like AB. So hopefully he play like AB or better, even better than AB. You never know what can happen on the field. But that's all I got for you guys today. If you like this video, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next review.